It seems like you aren't a real gardener unless you can grow fabulous tomatoes. And here in Central Texas, that can be such a harsh way to measure gardening because many of us have experienced poor yields and have been stumped as to why. When I first moved here, I dutifully planted my tomatoes in June and waited for the bumper crop to appear. Now, I know you're all laughing at me, but I was a newbie and didn't know better. I was able to get nice plants, but none of the flowers set fruit. My husband remarked to me, "You can grow anything. Why aren't the tomatoes working?" I felt like such a failure. But good news, you are not a failure. You are just experiencing a little joke from Mother Nature. So tomatoes like warm temperatures, but not too warm. What happens, the pollen produced on the flower anthers will actually become sterile if the nighttime temperatures exceed 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And you and I both know that that starts early in Austin, sometimes even in May. Pollen may also become unavailable if the prolonged daytime temperature is more than 90 degrees. And if that isn't enough, humidity can be a problem. If it's over 70% humidity, the pollen becomes too sticky and won't fall properly, meaning that the flower won't be fertilized. Now, wait a minute, I just described a typical summer day in Austin. So no wonder we have so much trouble. To try to get around this, plant breeders have been trying to produce plants that have higher heat tolerances, and it also seems that more varieties of the cherry tomatoes can handle these wide ranges of temperatures. Sun Golds are an example of a cherry tomato that seem to tolerate a wide range of heat and cold. But even tomatoes selected for heat tolerance will just shut down in the heat. The best strategy is to get the biggest tomato plant you can find and get it into the ground as early as possible. In spring, some people shoot for March 1st, knowing that they will have to provide frost protection. And in summer, they aim for July 1st, knowing that they're going to have to provide shade protection. Yes, you heard that right. We have two growing seasons for tomatoes. They are both short because they are limited by heat or frost. And my experience has been that while you can spend a lot of time in water trying to keep a tomato alive through our hot summer, it might just make more sense to just pull it up when it stops producing and plant a new one in July. There are a lot of choices for tomato varieties, and sometimes it comes down to personal preference. There are two growth habits that can help you make that choice. They're called determinate and indeterminate. Determinate tomatoes are called bush tomatoes. They grow to a more compact height, usually under 4 feet, and tend to set fruit all at once. And once their main tomato crop is done, they may stop flowering altogether. And since they are just setting the one crop, on these tomatoes, you do not want to pinch those back. Determinate tomato varieties are often ones that you see farmers growing for canneries, and Roma tomatoes are an example of this. Indeterminate tomatoes are those that just grow and grow until they're killed by frost or some other external factor. Many heirloom and cherry tomato varieties are indeterminate tomatoes. They'll just keep growing and try to produce fruit for the entire growing season and are going to require staking or caging, and some can get as long as 12 feet. These types of tomatoes, you can actually do some pruning to encourage lateral versus vertical growth. I found that these types of tomatoes need the sturdiest cage you can get, and I use a really big cage. These are from Texas Tomatoes, and the reason I like these is that you can stack them on top of each other and they fit right in, they have a sleeve that the other one fits into. And that way you can stack them up and kind of grow with your tomatoes. If you're going to use a cage, no matter what kind you use, add a metal stake or some sort of a post so it doesn't fall over, because they will get heavy. Other people use wooden trellises or cattle panels to keep things upright. We found that indeterminate varieties Black Krim, Cherokee Purple, Jaune Flamme, Stupice, Juliet, Sun Gold, and Yellow Pears all perform reasonably well here in the Austin area. My personal favorites are Sun Golds and Cherokee Purple, but I also like a variety called Mortgage Lifter. Sun Golds are a little tomato with a big flavor. Cherokee Purple produces interesting looking fruit, and the Mortgage Lifters are gigantic tomatoes that are great for showing off. And let's be honest, that's what we gardeners like to do best.